Oh, absolutely, Christine. I think we all thought about that a lot today. You know, if you're living or working anywhere in New York and you hear that some kind of aircraft has crashed into a building in Midtown, your mind probably goes to the worst possible place. At this point, we can tell you authorities are saying this was definitely not terrorism, but we still don't know why this pilot was flying in all that rain and fog or why he was in a restricted airspace in the first place. The chopper that crashed into a 54-story building in Midtown Monday disintegrated in flames on top of the roof of that 700-foot high-rise.
The helicopter took off from the 34th Street heliport and about 11 minutes later crashed on the roof across the street from where we are now.
With dense fog wrapping around the city, sources say pilot Tim McCormick, possibly heading to an airport in Linden, New Jersey, had radioed to say he was in trouble. Trump Tower is only a few blocks away, so he'd been flying in restricted airspace. But authorities still don't know how or why.
This is very unusual. The FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board are going to look at this.
Several blocks surrounding 51st Street and 7th Avenue were shut down immediately, and panic raced through the streets.
We just heard a big explosion and we saw a lot of people start running out of the building.
But the FDNY ran in and put the fire on the roof out in minutes.
We went to the 51st floor. After that, we got out and went up about 6 flights of stairs. When we got to the roof, what we saw was a debris field that was on fire, contained to the roof, and one casualty.
In the midst of that chaos and confusion, Nicholas Estevez found this sharp piece of debris from that helicopter in the rain on a block below.
I saw people running like crazy out of the building and people running everywhere.
Men and women working inside that office building say they felt a jolt. Some even thought it was an earthquake, smelled the smoke, and then heard the alarms to evacuate.
We felt the building shake like a bounce, and for you to feel that, it must have been a hard impact.
It was scary. It did remind of some of the 9/11 times and the fear that it has put in since then.
That was the gut-wrenching fear so many New Yorkers had when they heard some kind of aircraft crashed into a building. Although authorities quickly said this was not terrorism, Governor Cuomo talked about that anxiety shortly after he was briefed at the scene.
If you're a New Yorker, you have a level of PTSD. So as soon as you hear an aircraft hit a building, I think my mind goes where every New Yorker's mind goes.
And we certainly heard a lot of that today. Now another live look at this thick fog that has just been hovering over Midtown today. The NTSB is now in charge of this investigation. We're supposed to get another briefing on the very latest sometime tomorrow early afternoon. As for all those people who were evacuated this afternoon, there is still no word on when they are allowed to go back to those buildings. That's the latest live from Midtown tonight. Jessica Layton, CBS 2 News.
Okay.